How are you?
All is well. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Your listening party was dope. I'm glad that you invited me and Iceman out to the listening party. So tell me, so what can we feel from this new album? Talk about the whole mental health behind this, and how this relates to you.
Okay. I think here a story basically of a boy trying to become a man. Basically, I talk about the jungle a lot, and it's basically a boy trying to survive in the jungle. So you have different stages of like, trying to fit in. Then you have a stage of just trying to fall in love, then just trying to numb the pain, and then it gets to a point where you just can't take it anymore. So I mean, it gives you a peek of what it's like to be somebody who battles depression, and like how it feels to jump into my head, kind of, sort of. So 16 tracks like that, but it's not like boring and not like super like preachy. It's like fun too. It's club records too. So yeah.
Okay. I've battled with depression before too, and I know that it can dealing with love and just life and trying to reach your goals. It's really hard. So this Friday you're having I know this was the private listening party, but this Friday you're having the party for everybody to come out and just be engulfed with you and your record. So what can we expect for Friday without giving too much, but to keep people anticipated about Friday? What can you tell us about?
I think like no matter what I've done, I'm always like to perform. You know what I mean? So I know that like Friday is gonna be like a great performance. Like, I'm gonna be lit, I'm gonna have fun. So it's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? But also I think being able to get another understanding, a deeper understanding about the album, all of that's happening on Friday too. It's not just a show, but it's also a meet and greet and everything. So a fun way to tell the story is literally what you can expect on Friday.
Okay. So I remember in the listening party you had brought up preaching, and I know that the Grove House used to be a church. I know a lot of places in Indianapolis are turning churches into a bar or event place. So what made you choose the Grove House? Did it have anything to do with the preaching past or with the storyline? Like, explain that.
Yeah, I've never felt comfortable with doing anything but, like, I hate to say this, it's so cliche, but the Lord's work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different levels of it. So I'm like, anything that has to deal with kind of like, once he told me it was an old church, I said, yup, let's do it. Stained glass windows, all of that. You know what I mean? I kind of feel at home. And I mean, I don't custom my music or nothing like that. So it all plays hand in hand. But yeah, that's crazy. You made that tie.
So the video, I don't know if everyone on Facebook saw the promo video. That was phenomenal work. Now, I personally know that you've done some video of your own video work in the past. So with this one, talk about your history with videography and putting editing and stuff. Like, talk about that. You're a multifaceted individual. So talk about that.
I went to school for, I guess, TV, radio, and film. So we learned the whole editing thing with video, and I just have a natural liking for like movies, television shows, just making stories from video. So, I guess I just got it from school, but it's just weird. Like, nobody's able to really jump into my head but me. So it's like I just like to just do my own stuff, kind of, sort of. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the preaching thing. When I was a kid, I used to preach. So that's something that I can kind of relate to. So do you ever see yourself going back to that, or maybe doing more public speaking, not necessarily just preaching the gospel per se, but more so just motivating people to reach a more broad audience? Do you ever see yourself going back doing that?
What's crazy is that I've been able to just reach more people by doing radio and by doing like music like I'm doing now, you know what I mean, like than I was when I was like in the church. And that's not a slight to the church or anything like that. It's just like it's different levels or different areas of the Army. You got the Army, you got the Navy. Like, it's different ways to get the message out, you know what I mean? So I can't go back to preaching because I've been preaching more in the last couple of years than I was when I was behind the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still preaching to this day. That's what the album's about, basically, you know. So yeah.
Okay. So, if there was a movie to match the album, if there was like, so you say you was into film. If there was a movie that ever came out that will match your album, what movie would that be?
Purple Rain. Yeah, Purple Rain, because if you really watch Purple Rain, Prince was struggling with something. Well, the kid. They called him the kid. They never called him Prince in the movie. So the kid was struggling with something. You know what I'm saying? He's dealing with, his dad abusing his mom, which is really sad, and how that played an impact on his life. He was dealing with trying to fall in love, but not really trusting people because he never really trusted Apollonia. He always made comments, hey, is there somebody else, blah, blah, blah. Then he dealt with, like, just being off the cuff sometimes, recording and performing music that, like, he probably shouldn't have said, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing, basically, to me. It's a journey of him becoming a man. Like, he became a man at the end of the movie. That's what the album is about, so, yeah.
Okay. So, what message do you have for somebody who is struggling with mental health right now, or somebody who's friends or family with somebody who's struggling with the mental health, and they just don't know what to do with somebody? You know, like you said, your album is surrounded about that. Even your event is dedicated to that, and I think that's very dope. A lot of people have events and it's not really dedicated to anything, and you put an emphasis on that. And I think in the African American community, we just think that it's not talked about, and we think that, and not knocking the power of prayer, but we think that prayer alone is just going to be the only thing that changes it. We have to actually seek out help. There's a reason why that we have physicians that are there to help us. So what message do you have for somebody who's struggling with mental health, or somebody that living with, or dealing with somebody with mental health?
The first thing I would say is you gotta. I mean, as hard as this is, because it was really hard for me to do, and it's still kind of hard to do to this day. But it's really adapt to real love. Like, it's real. Like, the last couple months, I've been embraced by, like, a smaller group of people, like close group of people, but it's feel that real love. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need that reminder, like, yo, you're not in this alone. We got your back. Blah blah blah. Like, you got to focus on that. You know what I mean? And then also, I mean, it sounds cliche, but it's very true. Something that's helped me out is you got to get help. You got to, like, I've always been an advocate of, like, just how you take your car to get an oil change, how you go to, the doctor to get a physical. You should go to the mental health facility to get a checkup. You should have a psychiatrist or somebody that you can be able to vent to every week, because sometimes that's just what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being able to purge your mind a little bit. So, but the last thing I would say is definitely don't ignore it. Like, a lot of times people just ignore it. Like, in our community, in the black community, it's like a taboo, untalked about topic, and everybody just says be stronger, but it doesn't really work like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you need help, get help. It's very simple.
So, I have to talk about marketing, PR, and all of that. I got to question you about that. So, is there anything? What is your strategy, and after the release party, what is your strategy on marketing and pushing the album? What can people learn from you in that aspect of pushing your product?
I don't know. It's weird because I don't. It's one of those things where, like, you just want to just put it out and you just feel better doing it. Like, I'm not really trying to, like, this will sound crazy. I'm not trying to sell myself short or anything. But I'm not really trying to, like, win a Grammy, or I'm not trying to, like, perform in everybody's state and do all that. Like, I just put it out just because I know somebody needs it. You know what I mean? Like, and what happens with it happens. You know what I mean? But, whether one person downloads it or 1 million, you know what I mean? I know that one person is going to be all right with it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know what's going to happen after Monday, to be honest. I have no clue. So, yeah.
All right. Well, Brian, it was nice talking to you. What can we expect from Brian after, the release of the album? What can we look forward to maybe next year or future to come? Without giving too much, you don't have to give too much, but just give people a little taste of what what you got planned next.
I think I'm gonna be focusing a lot more on just creating. So I want to put, like, I got 2 more books coming out this year. One dealing with the album. It's just the write up of. It's just basically the lyrics from the album in poetry form, and I'm gonna put that out around Labor Day. And then I never booked the second part of The Man Who Didn't Stop Running, which is the other book that I wrote earlier this year. I'm gonna put that out on Black Friday, and then working on music like just nonstop. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me, inviting me and Iceman out to your listening party. We really appreciate it. And please come out Friday to his release party. Tickets are on sale at.
Well, they're not on sale anymore, but you got to come to the box office because we ran out of online tickets. So
I'm sorry about that, but please come out to the event. If you can't hit up Brian, can you tell them the information where they can follow you, where they can hit you up? Let's say, hey, oh my God, I found time to come to your event. Can I go? So if they hit you up and want to find out, where can they hit you up at?
get at me on Twitter and the Gram at LBJCXVI. Also on Bookface at Lord Brian James. No, it's at Brian James. I'm sorry. Just hit me up, Brian James, on there. And I hit you right back, follow you back, and all that stuff.
Alrighty. This has been LoTheDon and Brian James. Again, thank you, IcemanGraphics.com, for recording this. And we are out.
Beautiful life, but it's so light. Hold up, John, Shakespeare. Aim for the next girl. Gotta learn to keep my balance, no bring up. Since I became known for running, can't even hit the green. Come where you up. Cause you can be a dog in life, that's true, but that don't make you no shit. Because your friendship circle is about to shift. We got a vibe right now. People who were with you before the trip are not going to be able to feel your new anointing after the trip. There are some folk who, as long as you are depressed as they are, as long as you are as sad as they are, as long as you are as uptight as they are, then they don't have a problem. But when you come back with a I got 99 problems, but preaching ain't one.